Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray, joined this week by Rich Ehisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, good to have you here. So is California going red? We had 8 counties flip from blue to red during the last election, which we just covered. Trump had 34% of the vote in California in 2020, 40% this time around. Where are we with this?
Well, I don't know if California's gone red, but it's certainly gone redder. The Republicans still have not won a statewide election in California since 2006. And as of this moment that we're talking, they don't have a single viable candidate for governor. So I'm not really sure that we can say yet that they've gone red. I also think we have to be really, really careful about assigning too much meaning to any particular election. Pundits right now across the country are going crazy trying to, assess blame and et cetera, for everything that's happened. There's a lot of reasons why people vote the way they do, and we will see how this plays out come the next round of elections.
Okay. So December 2nd, the governor is convening everybody together to talk about Trump-proofing the state of California. Is that a smart move to get ahead of the Trump presidency, or is Newsom essentially poking the bear? California does need federal assistance now and then.
I think it's both. I think it's a smart move for him politically with his base. Let's be real. He's underwater in terms of his approval rating. I also think it is smart because, the president-elect has made it very clear he does not like California. And there's things that, in his policy platforms, such as has been spoken, that would definitely not jibe with what California has stood for. So it really will depend, I think, what comes out of this session as to whether or not it was a successful thing to do or not.
Okay, we talked a couple of weeks before the presidential election, just as a what if, what would Kamala Harris do if she were to lose? Seems that that's a big thing of discussion now with people coast to coast. Any possibility now?
Well, I think there's certainly a possibility. I think there's a couple things, and I've said this before, that we have to remember. A lot of the major Democratic figures in this state share a lot of the same personnel behind the scenes. They share the same kinds of fundraisers, campaign strategists. If she chooses to get in, she is going to be pushing out a lot of people who are already in. And that is going to create some hard feelings. There's no question about that. That said, I think if she gets in, she automatically becomes the front runner. But there is one really big thing to think about now, 2028. We already know our current governor wants to run for president in 2028. Maybe Kamala Harris wants to come back and take another run at the presidency in 2028. If she does, and she runs for governor now, she would pretty much negate that possibility. So I think if she runs for governor, she's going to have to probably make very clear right up front that she's not going to run for the presidency in 2028. And if she has any doubts about that, she should ask Jerry Brown how that worked out for him in the late 1970s.
Okay. Well, we know where he is.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
And where he never was, which was the White House.
Right. Okay. Rich Ehisen, thank you. If you'd like to reach out to Rich, you can do so at rich.eisen@capitalweekly.net.